Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Fist, where we review your favorite action or action comedy films and ours. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world-famous juggler Greg Larson. How you doing, Greg?
Well, although I was curious what Todd was doing for a minute there.
I
was like, what is that?
There we go.
They're doing even better now. How are you, Ozzy?
I'm well. I appreciate your Shredder jersey that you're rocking. Excellent. Also with us, ladies and gentlemen, Flesh Room producer Todd. How you doing, Todd?
I am chilling.
Excellent. Now, very good news. This week we are reviewing and discussing the 1990s classic live action film of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Release on March 30th, 1990, rated PG. Todd, do you have a trailer available?
Of course.
Our family grows. The city itself will be our playground to use as we please, rewarding ourselves and punishing our enemies.
We've been looking for you, Miss O'Neill.
There is a new enemy, freaks of nature. Together, we will punish these creatures.
What the heck was that?
Looked like sort of a big turtle in a trench coat.
Awesome!
Yeah! I love being a turtle!
You noticed all the voice differences, didn't you?
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any info on that?
I'm guessing it was just, the movie was done like right before theatrical, so I'm assuming they just did some temp stuff in it.
Well, even the clips like where Michelangelo delivers the line, "I love being a turtle."
It's not the same one.
Yeah. They didn't have that line or that scene recorded at the time the trailer was released.
Right.
I see. Or not finished with the voicing.
Now that's the original one. There's actually a remastered one someone made that corrects all that stuff.
Ah, I see.
But it's a fan made thing, and I wanted to do what the original. There's actually, I believe, one trailer earlier that doesn't even show the turtles, which is the one I remember quite fondly. Like this one is not as good of a trailer, I think, but
no, it's not. But that's not your fault. I'm not blaming you. Oh, it was the trailer, nonetheless, for the 1990 iteration of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, again rated PG with a runtime of 93 minutes, released on March 30th of that year, 1990. Written by, well, you have the characters coming from Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Screenplay coming from Bobby Herbeck and Todd W. Langdon, with Bobby Herbeck being responsible for the story as well. Directed by Steve Barron. In terms of who we have in the starring roles, well, first off, Judith Hoag as April O'Neil, Elias Koteas as Casey Jones. Then in terms of the individuals inside the turtle suits, Raphael, Josh Pais, Michelangelo, Mike Kalen Sisti, Donatello, Leif Tilden, Leonardo, David Foreman. Raphael, interestingly enough, also voiced by that same individual, Josh Pais, and Michelangelo, voiced by Robbie Rist, Donatello, voiced by Corey Feldman, and Leonardo, voiced by Brian Tochi, who would be familiar with people as Takahashi from The Nerds or Cadet Nogata from the Police Academy movies. He was very it was interesting to hear him without an accent, because in the other movies he's laying it on pretty thick.
Yeah.
But initial thoughts on this, I mean, I remember seeing this in the theater and being super stoked about it
So how old were you when this hit theaters? Because I was 13. I remember.
I turned 6 that year at the time.
Wow, so you're a little one.
Yeah. At the time of release, I was 5. But I remember specifically in the theater that I went to go see it in. It no longer exists. It's called the Cinedome. And yeah, I just remember it being a good time, and it was really fun to revisit. Before we get into shortly. You guys have any initial thoughts?
I'll say it now. It's still the best Teenage Ninja Turtle property. Put the film, theatrical, whatever, because now technically it's not on film; it's on digital. But whatever.
35 years after the fact, I felt it holds up.
I watched it with my son for the first time. He's 8, going on 9, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about that eventually. But yeah, I remember. I was 13. I was super excited for it. I was really excited because I was one of those ones who liked the comics, the original ones before I like the Archies and the animated also, but I like the darker ones. So I'm glad this is really the only one that is like a basis on that era of the Turtles. The rest cartoon influence, all the other stuff, but this is like the Eastman and Laird Turtles. This was what I wanted, and at least we got it once. And yeah, then the soundtrack's another thing. First horror movie I made, it was very much a lot of Turtle songs on the soundtrack. Didn't make a lick of sense, but they're there. And the way we did it, we're like playing them in the background, so they were on that thing forever. Like we're just playing them on a CD player to score the movie. So it is what it is. Although the score did work really well in atmospheric. So
yeah, Todd. I'm sorry, Greg.
Yeah, first time I watched this movie was on VHS. And
the Pizza Hut commercial had
my 8th birthday party, which my mom made me a one of those. You know how they had the cake molds of the Ninja Turtles? Yeah, she made me Michelangelo cake for the birthday. I think I had like 3 people show up, but we watched Ninja Turtles. It was a good time, and it's definitely a fun foundation. This is just one of those. I agree with you, Todd, that where this is still to this day. Although I did like the sequel.
I get that. We'll eventually, I think, talk about that one. I have a lot. That one we definitely have to get Pugs on because he is a huge Turtles 2 guy.
Excellent. But yeah, this I was stoked to see if this movie holds up, and sure enough, man, it was still just a fun ride.
I felt it went by relatively quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just in terms of everything happening. What I did realize about it about halfway through is it kind of had the vibe of these like classic action R-rated 80s movies, but just kind of had these characters in it and just tweaked a little bit for humor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like specifically there's a moment when they're at April's grandparents' place and the 4 of them are training, and there's like a music montage going on over them training.
Mm-hmm.
Totally made me feel like I was watching a Stallone movie or something to that effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just thought it was kind of interesting to take that kind of formula, what they've used in all these other camping movies, and just applied a kid's property or in that kind of mold. And I felt it worked pretty well because you had some of your funny moments, but then when stuff got serious, it didn't feel goofy. Like to see these literal puppeteers, right? Trying to be dramatic. You know what I mean? And like, it's kind of an endearing scene to see Leonardo wait for Raphael to wake up. And when he finally does, he wants to apologize. And, it doesn't feel like you bought them as actual,
they're
like,
not
live action.
They're not dumbing it down for children, I think, is the most important thing. And it still will work for children, though. That's the thing. You don't have to dumb everything down for them. I mean, and they don't. And I think that's what makes this like fathers showing it to their sons and it going on generationally. And still, I don't see that happening with the Michael Bay ones.
Although I do have to say, some of the jokes that I did not understand as a kid, like the do you want penicillin on your pizza? I was like, all right, cool. Thank you for that. Now I get it.
Am I late on my Sony payments? May not fly today, but it still gave me a laugh.
It almost kind of to a variation of how Pixar movies operate. How there's jokes in Pixar movies that kids don't get, but they're kind of there for the parents. But it's not like an inappropriate joke; they just don't get it, right?
Right.
So you can watch that back as a parent and appreciate it more. So it kind of had that same vibe to it. Also, what I think helped this overall is, and maybe this is credit to them marketing it, but across the video games, across the cartoon show, and across the movie, you had the same logo. Like when that logo hit up, and when I was a kid and that logo hit up, I was like, oh my gosh, just like the cartoon logo. Oh my gosh, just like the giant stand-up arcade video game. Like there's a level of consistency that allowed you to feel comfortable. What's that?
Although the movie poster does not have that logo.
It doesn't. But when you saw it in the theater,
oh yeah, I think that was a compromise.
Like that, yeah. No, it had. Oh, sure. But
I agree. It's like
especially seeing you like this following just after they beat up a bunch of guys and they're celebrating about it, and you see the silhouette of one hopping in the air with his arms up, like to show that's subconsciously that's body language for excitement, right?
Yeah.
So you have him doing this, and then you see the logo. That silhouette is almost like you. Like it was me, like sharing that we're going to get a movie like this, and it just helped. It just helped, like, I don't know, a mood, I guess. And Todd, like you said, not dumbing it down for kids helped the life of this movie. And I'm not kidding. I want to go see it again. Like I'm down to see it again.
I'm gonna go see it again in 5 days. So.
Go.
All right, but it's just quick and just fun, and just the moments of seriousness kind of just link everything together, and humor's thrown in when it's appropriate. It's not overdone. Man, it's great getting into these favorite moments.
Before that, I do want to give my kids' perspective.
Oh,
first
okay.
time seeing it,
yeah.
Like it was a lot of like, I like. It took a minute for him to understand. Like I had to tell him, no, everything you see is happening. Everything you see is happening. There's no computers, like, because he was like, are they really hitting each other? I'm like, well, they're stuntmen, so they're pulling punches and stuff. And then the scene, not spoiler, when April's shop's on fire, like, is that real fire? It was like explaining all that. And like he was really quiet at first. I was like, I hope he's liking it, but he wasn't getting bored and trying to do other stuff. But then as the story, kept going, he got more into it. He is also in martial arts. He does Taekwondo. So that I knew that he'd like, and he knew all the name of the weapons and stuff. And so it was
fellow chucker, eh?
So I was really happy. It played really well with him. He liked it, and he made me show him all the trailers for all the other movies because we didn't have time to watch another one. But so I showed him the trailers, and he really liked, he's like, I can see the difference in 2. It's like more colorful. Like I was like, yeah, 1 is really dark. That's on purpose, but I didn't go into that. And then the third, and then when we got to the Michael Bay ones, he was like, I don't really like the way they look now. And I was like, yes. And then he was interested in the newer cartoon though.
Good.
So
God. No, I mean, it's just, I don't need to hear their voice cracking. What am I watching? I'm watching children.
Oh, that's what he said. He's like, why does that one sound like a little kid? I don't like that.
Good.
Thank you.
He froze. He did a freeze frame. That's awesome.
What's interesting about this whole thing? Like, I get the idea of trying to maybe dumb it down or make it more attractive for kids, but
parents got in the way and ruined it.
You lose the life of that film. Like, no one's going to come back 20 years from and be like, oh, that was cool. And another thing, when you're like a kid, like 5, 6, 7, 8, like if you're a boy, you always want to hang out with kids that are older than you. You don't want to hang out with kids that are your own age. Right. So when, like, as a 5-year-old watching this movie, they felt like teenagers. They were technically like 10 years, 6 or 11 years older than me within the movie or whatever. I it just gave you a little like, oh, I want to hang out with these guys. Like they know what they're doing. If I'm a kid and I hear other turtles sound like kids, it's like, well, we're screwed. like I don't feel safe. So I don't think we got into the favorite moments yet.
No, go for it.
So of course, like there's tons of stuff that I always loved as a kid, but what I appreciate, Greg, like you said, some of the jokes that hit now that completely went over my head at the point is when they first get to their hideout in the sewer, and they said they're going to spend the night there, and Casey Jones is looking around, be like, "I'm going to sleep in the truck," and then I think it was Michelangelo says, "Oh, you're claustrophobic," and he says, "Hey man, I've never even looked at another guy."
That's so
another
man. Joke that probably wouldn't fly today to kids.
No, it would not have. But like, you didn't understand what he was talking about when he was right. But I'm sure like there was, some dads in the crowd when they heard that line, was chuckling a little bit.
I got that one at 13. That was
yeah, that solid. About you guys?
Well, you took mine. But that's. I knew there was a great chance that was going to get taken. So I had to make sure I had a few others, but I'll go with the moment where he goes, "You got to know what a crumpet is to understand cricket." And I didn't even understand that joke back in the day, but I was like, oh, now I get where that's from. And yeah, so that was a fun bit.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have given away my Sony one earlier, but I mean, because I didn't really even write anything down. I was just so into watching it, and it's like
that was the tough part. Is that you kind of just wanted to focus and watch.
It's just so fun. Like there's so many things, and like some of my favorite moments, like you already brought up, that aren't even the humorous stuff, like the stuff with Leonardo and Raphael, and all that. I mean, I love those bits. Like I don't know. I'm just gonna say the whole thing. I can't pick anything. I love this. I love the soundtrack. They still do.
The soundtrack is amazing.
I will say this right now, and I think John Cena did a bit about it, but I don't care. Turtle Power is 100 times better than Go Ninja Go.
Oh,
not even. Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. Partners in Crime, I think.
Yeah. Yes. Partners in Crime. I wish I would have grabbed it. I have the music video. Like video VHS soundtrack, so it has like the 3 music videos on there, like that. The spin, what it was, a Yakid K the 3 of them, and the Hammer one. What's the Hammer one on this? This is what we do.
Yes,
that's another one. I put also everything on that soundtrack. I put above the Turtles 2 soundtrack. I
had the cassette tape for the soundtrack of this movie, and I played it to death. It was awesome, and the lyrics came in the fold out, and there I was at age like 5 trying to like say things along with the lyrics, and a 5-year-old Ozzy trying to rap, not so good.
For those of you who don't know what a fold out is.
Oh yeah,
my bad. So in these items called cassette tapes, which were plastic things that had little film on them, and you put them in a machine, they'd play music. So you'd open the case these came in, and it came like a little slip. Well, wow. And
this one isn't very good. This is like
but it's still like that's what it was. Yep. Sometimes it would fold out, and that's crazy.
I got one very accessibly, too short. Don't stop rapping.
Do you have guys? Any have any critiques?
No.
Yes.
Oh, wait, yeah. When you see the guy's mouth when he laughs, is that one that's acceptable? You've seen it still in
I mean, like I just thought it was like a part of the.
There's a part where I think it's Donatello laughs and opens his mouth, and you can see the puppeteer's face.
The only critique I have is after this movie.
Oh, I got one.
Casey Jones has hands down my favorite character in the Ninja Turtles franchise.
Yeah, he's great in this.
Phenomenal. And he's got a great mane on him. And as someone who is now experiencing a receding hairline, to have that be his known character, to now be where he is. It's just I'm sure it's genetic. He knew what was coming, and where he's at now, I just feel for him. And that is probably the most disappointing part when I looked him up recently. So
I do have something that came to me, and I will say The one flaw in this movie is they made being a foot soldier look way too cool. How do you not want to hang out with the Foot Clan? Free cigarettes, arcade games, everything. I mean, like,
Skate
I would
park.
enjoy the Foot. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the one problem. Like, looking at it now, like, it's like when I watched Pinocchio and Pleasure Island, like, this place looks pretty entertaining for me. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So there we go. What about you, Ozzy?
I guess it was more in the writing of it, of when April gets mugged in the subway and Raphael saves her, and he tries to sneak off with her, and the Foot Clan soldiers are able to follow him. Like, if I was Raphael, I don't know, like, in my head, I just thought, like, he would have, like, knocked him out more. Like, the soldiers shouldn't be able to follow him, like, upright right away.
Right.
And that was kind of the main thing that moved the story forward, because that allowed them to find their hideout and all this other stuff. So that was the only thing when I watched where I was kind of just like, I don't know, wouldn't you put like April down somewhere and finish him off, tie him up? Because when you saw him at the beginning of the movie, he tied up everybody, right?
Yeah.
And then the cops showed up, everybody's tied up. But with the foot soldiers, I'm just gonna beat them up, and then I'll take April instead of like tying them up, so that way they'd be trapped, and then I could go. That was the only thing I had. But one thing I did want to applaud the director for is having a shot of one of the turtles eating the pizza, but the cheese stretching, because it seemed to be such like a classic shot from like cartoons, comics, like that shot right there, the cheese stretching from the pizza with the turtle head or face or whatever. Yeah, I thought that was nicely put.
Now I do gotta say, and I'm sorry, there is a trauma from this movie. And Todd, I sent you something.
Yes.
That as we get older, we find out that some of these things aren't real, but still real in a way. And the costume for Donatello from this film was recently put up for auction. And it's traumatizing to see it in the state that it was recently at. Todd, if you wouldn't mind sharing.
I am on it right now. It's just got a slight problem. I got to resave the file as a different format because it doesn't want to pop up as is. So I'm doing that as we're talking very quickly, and I will pop it on. Yes, I'm actually stalling while I'm doing it. So it's good now.
We can tell.
I wasn't too obvious. Come on. There we go.
Yeah, that monstrosity will haunt my nightmares for a long time. But yes, that was recently up for auction from this fantastic film.
Jim Henson Creature Shop. My kid did say he kind of looks like Kermit. I was like, well. Now I got to ask a question that you probably were asked a million times as a young child. Which turtle are you?
Raphael. That was the one who I was for Halloween.
You don't say.
Greg.
Michelangelo as a kid, but I did come to really appreciate Donatello as I got older.
I'm also a Raphael, and I will tell you an additional story. After seeing this movie at the Buena Park Mall at the UA8, in that one of the stores they had that had the swords and all the other stuff, they sold a pair of sais. $60, I remember.
Yeah.
So I'd saved up. I asked my mom, can we go get him? And she wouldn't let me get him. I was like confused. Like, why wouldn't you let me? I can watch whatever the hell I want, but I can't own some martial arts weapons. So I had a friend's mom go with me, and I got in trouble for buying him after. Still got him in the garage. I should have grabbed them. They look exactly like the ones in the movie. So
that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was a big Raphael guy. No, there we go.
I will say that in the video games, I preferred using Donatello only because
you
I
like
felt
the staff.
Do
we want to talk about that first NES game? That piece of
from Ultra? Oh my gosh! The underwater level. It's the underwater level, and that is it.
Yeah,
you can hear the music in your head and the frustration combined with that as you just hit the tiniest part, fucking seaweed, and you gotta
I got that on every retro game thing I have, and I won't play it. It's like I don't know. I'll play the arcade game. I'll play the new ones, but that one, it's like no, too much trauma. I'd rather play Back to the Future, the game.
Oh,
Ew!
jeez.
That's
Wait. Now you have the first piece of crap that was
Yeah,
based on the first movie. Then you have the second piece of crap.
I
that's
didn't-
Back to the Future 2 and 3.
I didn't play those, so you told me how craptastic they were. So I didn't experience those till later in life. I didn't invest in Back to the Future 2 and 3 after I owned that first one.
Holy cow!
I might have rented it, but that was it. But
No, I'm confusing it with something else. There was a back. I'm sorry. Now I'm thinking. Forget that. I was leaning in a video game rabbit hole, but that's not going to happen right now. So let's finally get to the reviews of here.
the ratings.
The ratings. Apologize. Thank you. The nostalgia plays a heavy part in my rating, and it's really tough, like in my own internal heart, to rate this as less than a 5. In my heart, it's a 5, but in my brain, it's closer to a 3.5.
Really? Why?
Wow. What's wrong
Just
with your
cut-
brain?
It's more like 3.5, maybe 4, which isn't bad, but in terms of like that one scene of where Raphael like beats up the Foot Clan, but he doesn't tie anybody up, so that way nobody can follow him, just when they're supposed to be trained in the arts of ninjutsu. Just like, if I'm analyzing it as a movie and considering how that one thing then led to Splinter being kidnapped and then led to all this other stuff happening, just watching it this time, I was just like, why didn't you do that? But again, in my heart, it's perfect. It's in my well, I mean, still to this day, Todd, I will agree with you. It is the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie out there, available, 100%. So, about you guys?
But you still didn't give it a number.
Yeah, I said in my heart, it's a 5.
Okay, but what? But what did you
I have to give an official?
Yeah,
I'm gonna lean with my heart and say it's a 5.
Okay.
But I'm saying this leaning with my heart. It's a 5.
All right, Greg.
Well, isn't that really what movies are about? Is touching the heart.
Well, other movies are about touching something else.
That's true.
We don't review those on this program anymore. Or
We review Miramax films. Sorry.
Oh,
that was for you, Todd. So yeah, it's funny because even when watching this, there was a moment with the end with the Splinter and Shredder moment that I was like, that was kind of cheap. But I still love it. I don't care. This movie's still a 5 for me. It was fun all the way through. Had some action, had some comedy, had some heart. Yeah. I still love this film. It's definitely a 5.
Yeah. It was one of the most successful independent films of all time. I think Blair Witch dethroned it.
Wow.
But yeah, it's I love it. It's still great. It holds up. 5. Heart, mind, body, and soul. All of it. 5 across the board.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, actually,
I had a question.
Greg. Yes,
Greg.
Yeah.
There's another thing that you may have done this past week, and that I may have grabbed the footage for and have ready to show if you wanted to talk about it.
What was it? Was it the wrestling event?
It may be that wrestling event.
I mean, my brother's been touring with Micromania, which was a lot of fun. Although driving into San Francisco was not. I hate driving in San Francisco, but yeah, we had a great time during the show. In which I even had a moment where I got to go in ring.
Oh, wait, I got that ready too.
Excellent. Got whacked upside the head. And yeah, go. It was a blast. We had a lot of fun. The crowd was awesome. The talent was definitely owning it in there. Everyone was screaming and shouting. And then when I was told by my brother, hey, you got to go in there when they call people up, I did. And then I got whacked in the head with whatever this lid was, and had a fun time with it.
Well, let's see it. I'm sure this is what our viewers want to see in here.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
And of course, repping the Farce Line jersey. But I do have to say there's a little backstory to some of that. My brother, when he first got to see this group, he went in and he took that shot, and him and I love wrestling. And when I saw that, he just took it, smiled, and went on. And I said, "What is your problem?
Right?
You are in ring getting hit. You sell that shot, sir." And so when I had that opportunity, I had to definitely
do it right.
Brotherly competition, do it right. And even when I was very proud when going to the bathroom at one point. Guy was like, "You sold that so well." I was like, "All right, excellent. My job here is done." So that was fun.
That's funny. All right. Well, do you guys have anything else before we head out for the evening?
No, just I knew. Yeah, that was something I felt we needed to share.
Thanks,
Sure, absolutely. Now, Todd, this episode is airing on August 25th. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think.
And when is the Fathom event happening?
Last week.
Never mind then. If you enjoyed it
10 days ago.
If you enjoyed it, all the better. If not, there's a bit of news for you can actually take care of right now on August 25th. If you have not heard, Batman and Batman Returns are returning to the theaters for one night only in Dolby for the first time ever.
I'm going with
Batman
Bugs.
airing it from what I've seen at several AMC theaters. Showtimes for Batman range around 4 for the first showing and then 7 o'clock for the second. And there is an airing of Batman Returns happening in the 10 o'clock hour for a majority of locations. I got my tickets. I don't know about you guys.
Well,
I'm going for sure.
I'm going with Bugs. Well, since we're putting over superhero things that are coming up, August. Well, this Friday, no, this Thursday, August 28th. In Gardena, California, there will be a special double feature screening of for the first time in California, Mr. Melvin, which is the new cut of Toxic Avenger 2 and 3 using the original script to be one like feature-length movie instead of 2 feature-length movies. So it hopefully improves the issues with 3. Lloyd Kaufman, owner of Troma Studios and creator of the Toxic Avenger, will be there live. And then after that, we'll be Macon Blair's Toxic Avenger unrated, the new film. So me and Bugs will be attending that also. So we got Batman and Toxic Avenger this week.
And aren't they even doing the original Star Wars? Aren't they bringing that back to theaters?
That I heard for the 40th anniversary. So it'll be still in a couple of years.
Okay. Well, cool.
That'll be huge. Oh, and by the way, the reason I brought up the whole Batman event is because if any individual watching this felt like, oh man, I just missed out on seeing a classic movie that I wanted to see in the theater, the fans of this movie might also be fans of Batman and Batman Returns.
Indeed.
I'd see. Yeah. So if you're watching this and it's going to be 7 o'clock, you can pause this, go watch Batman and Batman Returns, come back, watch the rest. Or if you just want to see Batman Returns, maybe I'll see you there. So if you guys don't have anything else, then for world famous juggler Greg Larson and Flesh Wound producer Todd. Holy Toledo, I almost forgot. If you're in the Orange County area this week, this Tuesday, I'll be hosting trivia at the Rush Barn Grill in Lake Forest. Todd, let me do my job. At the Rush Barn Grill.
You almost forgot Forest. To.
Yeah, thank you. And this Wednesday at the brewery in Placentia, also at 7 o'clock. Both nights are free to play and prizes for the top winning teams. Now, if you guys don't have anything else for the evening, we're going to be heading out. For world famous juggler Greg Larson and Flesh Wound producer Todd, I'm Ozzy V, and we'll see you next week right here on a brand new episode of what will be Flesh Wound Farce.